Now to free up your backswing and smooth out that transition, it all comes down to the right knee. Now a big mistake I see a lot of players make is in the backswing they keep this right knee flexed the entire time. And if I keep this right knee flexed, I start feeling tight right around here. Now the reason is when this leg doesn't move, this right leg doesn't move and the knee stays forward, my hips can't really rotate. They're kind of locked in there. And I can only turn so much before my whole midsection gets really tight. I feel like this is the end of my backswing almost. Now what we want to do is actually loosen that knee up. And instead of keeping this knee kind of flexed and facing forward, we want to go ahead and let that knee drive back. It's almost like you're pushing into the ground. This knee is going to straighten up here. This angle is going to go away. And that's going to push my right hip behind my body. That's exactly what I should feel like. I should feel like this hip is going behind me as I let that right leg straighten. Now, be very careful. I don't want this knee to do this. I don't want to do a reverse pivot where this knee flies out. I'm letting it go this way, almost like you're going, rotating your hips and your knees. Right knee goes back, left knee goes forward, just like that. So if you take your hands a few times, naturally most people will do this very easily. This is how you rotate your hips. That's exactly what you're going to want to do in the golf swing. Now all of a sudden, I've let my hip go behind my body. I've got this big hip turn, and it feels really easy to rotate as much as I want to. Now, in fact, I feel so fluid and easy with that. As I let my hips rotate, I can stand up here in the top of my backswing and just sit there for 2-3 minutes. It's completely fine. So now I can smooth out my transition as that's happened. So if I keep this knee flexed, I'm going to feel really quick. I'm going to feel tight, and as soon as I get here, I'm going to feel this urge to kind of rush my downswing. Maybe I hit a good one, maybe I hit a bad one. I actually chunked that one, which you can't really tell on the mat very much. But I hit that 6-iron, 153 yards, and I felt extremely rushed. That was the right knee flexed. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do it the right way, and we can see how this is gonna look a lot more fluid, and I'm actually gonna hit it a lot farther as I'm doing that. There we go, so 190 on that one. Much better, much more fluid. Now that's to get the backswing. What do we do in the downswing now? Well, to start the downswing, we just reverse it. The backswing, the right hip and the right knee went this way. In the downswing, to start it, I'm going to stay here at the top of my swing, smooth out my transition by letting my right knee kick down toward the ball now. Now everything just goes in reverse, the opposite direction, as my arms and hands kind of stay back. So I'm not standing up, rushing and hitting it. I'm letting my knee go forward to start the downswing, and then I'm letting my arms and hands swing down to the ball. Let's go ahead and try that out. There we go, and we can see how nice and relaxed, how loose that was. 197 carry on that last one, very happy with that. Now, there's another problem with this. If you start using your hips and your knees better, and in the downswing, I go ahead and I let that right knee start forward. Now I'm going to be in my posture a lot better. I'm going to rotate through this shot a lot better. But the problem is I'm in a brand new position and I won't know how to square up the club face. You see, most players have never been taught the right way to square up the club face. And when you let this knee drive forward, typically that'll get the hands more in front of the golf ball. That'll get your divots more in front. All this other good stuff starts to happen as a byproduct of what we just worked on. But one thing that'll happen with that is as I get in a better impact position, my club face will be open like this instead of square. That's because most players have been taught to roll the club to square the club face versus squaring it up the way the pros are doing it with the hands, arms, and wrist. So you really need to learn both pieces of this. You need to learn how to use your body very effectively in the golf swing, and you need to learn how to use your hands and arms effectively in the golf swing. There's two different pieces. In this video, we did the body. In the next video I'm about to play a preview of, I call it the anti-roll method. I'm going to teach you the right way to use the hands and arms. And that's really a secret for a lot of players. We can use this body perfectly, but the club or the ball just shoot off to the right somewhere, and it'll be totally frustrating. I'm going to teach you that piece in this next video. I'll play a preview of that here in just 1 second. All you need to do is go ahead and click the card, one of the iCard buttons that pops up on the screen. If you don't see one on the screen, don't worry. Go down to the link below in the description, and you'll be able to get access to that video right now from there too. So best of luck. Let's go ahead and get started. I can't wait to share with you the anti-roll method. Here's the bottom line. If you've been taught to roll the club in the early downswing, that causes the shaft to get steep. And that steep club causes all your problems. It causes you to hit it way behind the big hitters. and way inconsistent with your quality of strike. So you're in the tall grass and the trees and the hazards all day long. Now the great news is this, there's really only two pieces that you need to know to fix all these problems. The first one is we need to learn the proper way to square up the club face. Instead of rolling the forearms and getting steep, there's another way that the pros do this. Once you learn this right way to square up the club face, then you can shallow out from the inside and everything starts to fit together. Now I'm going to teach you this right now in what I call the anti-roll method. You may also hear this called the motorcycle move or the tour twist, but let's walk through exactly how to do that. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and go kind of in the last parallel in the downswing. So here, I want my hips to go ahead and be opening up. I want my club to be parallel with the ground, and I want my hands to be in front of my right thigh. Now, when I take my grip, you're going to notice that when I do this, the club face is basically straight up and down. So if I'm looking at it from this angle, you'll see the face is straight up and down, and my logo of my glove is pointed out in front of me. Now from there,